What's going on, everybody? My name is Trogdor, and welcome back to the UPBA. Now, before I get into the video that I'm making today, let's take a moment and find out what the UPBA stands for today. I hope everyone recalls from my last video in the UPBA, which I believe was my draft analysis. Go check that out if you haven't already. It was hilarious and bad and great at the same time. But I devised an algorithm to find out what the UPBA stands for. Because I honestly, it's one of those weirdly close guarded secrets that just nobody knows. So I had to, do all this coding and stuff. So today, my computer is just decided what it stands for. The uncovertly participatingly behesty anti-prestidigitation. Yes. Welcome to the uncovertly participatingly behesty anti-prestidigitation. Yeah. The UPBA. So I'm very excited to say that my first opponent is Lars, aka El Scizor of the Borussia Donphan. I probably butchered at least one of those words. And, I am Trogdor of the New York Yampers. Much easier to say for a silly American like me. So yeah, super excited to be playing Lars. He probably has no idea who I am. I'm probably just some random dude when I consider him a god among men. Anyway, I'm going to be going over the team that I'm bringing versus Lars, and at some point you probably see some teams popping up on my screen. Wait, do I even want to bother doing a post as to this? No, I think I'll just read out the teams. Let's see. Oh right, it's just sharing my game capture, so I can just have this open. So let's see. Lars's team is really scary. Just gonna say that out front because do you remember the part where I drafted Urshifu? And I was like, yeah, imagine there being a team that has a switch into Urshifu. Well, of all the 2 switches for Urshifu, Lars has 3 of them. So that's what I'm up against right away. I'm talking Zygarde 50%, so Broken Stake. Should I go in the order if he draft? No, I'm going in the order of scary. Volcarona, which that thing runs boots, and it's scary. Nihilego, which is fast and powerful. Skarmory, one of those switches to my Urshifu. I got Corviknight because I was like, hey, no one else can draft this, but Lars was like, I'm gonna get non-mega Corviknight. So yeah, there's Skarmory. Sylveon, fairy types. Fun. I hate dealing with Sylveon. Hitmonlee, Decidueye, Uxie, Gastrodon, Jolteon, and Alolan Persian. So that's also 3 of the 2 things that can switch into Regieleki. So might not be able to bring Regieleki. So yeah, it's scary. But guess what? I have a squad that can deal with it. If I go into my Pokemans and go into my boxes, I like it. You can just access your boxes. No, Urshifu, you stay there. Yeah. Okay. I am bringing Bear Force 1, the Urshifu single strike variant. This thing is going to be the MVP of the entire world, and I'm so excited to use Urshifu. So I'm rocking Jolly Urshifu with Jolly Nature close to max speed because his want to be able to outspeed Zygarde. That's base 95. Urshifu is 97. God, if Urshifu was any faster, it would just be like Bork to all heck and back. So I'm rocking just like standard offense. Ice Punch, Wicked Blow, Poison Jab in close combat. Ice Punch can kill the Zygarde after a Wicked Blow. Poison Jab can probably kill a Sylveon after a Wicked Blow. Close combat, just spam it, and Wicked Blow. It's a button I'm going to click, which I'm so excited to do. So that's the thing. So yeah, Jolly Nature, it doesn't say what item I have, or does it? Where does it show the held item? Anyway, my item is the protective pads just because I expect something to be Rocky Helmet. It's like if Skarmory comes in and I go for my attack and I'm taking a lot of damage. I don't want that to happen. And quite honestly, I didn't feel the need to bring a choice item on Urshifu. Like, that's what it does best. Because, like I mentioned, Wicked Blow into Poison Jab can do a ton of damage to Sylveon. Wicked Blow into Ice Punch just donks Zygarde. And it's 2-hit KOing most other things, if I'm being completely honest. And then, I don't want, like, Persian to come in thinking that it can take 2 Wicked Blows, but it's like, haha, I close combat you, nerd. Why doesn't it show my held item here? Does it anywhere? I guess this is why people do team builders just with the showdown. Anyway, next up is Galaxy Brain the Slowking. So Slowking is one of those things that everything that Urshifu struggles with, it can switch into. I could basically bring these two to every match and win. Like, prove me wrong. I dare you. So I'm bringing a Slowking, a pretty bulky set overall. I mean, Slowking is naturally extremely bulky. So I'm bringing a bold nature with, I think that's max HP, and then a mix of like other attacking moves. It's one of those Korean spreads in that no one understands what the EVs mean except for me, the speaker. Regen with 4 moves. Am I Assault Vest? I'm pretty sure I'm Assault Vest on this thing. Hey, it would be great if I knew that exactly everything about the team that I'm bringing, right? Right? Yeah, I'm AV. I can take a ton of hits, switch into most things, and hit back really hard. Like, I dual stab and then flamethrower ice beam, that hits everything. That hits everything. What more can I say? It's amazing. And just overall a fantastic Pokemon that I'm super excited to use. Never used this thing before in my life, but you know what? There's a first time for everything. All right, next up is Ferdinand von Aegir. Oh, that's where it shows the held item. Why doesn't Slowking have a held item? Oh, I need to make sure that they have those things before. Oh, I remember why. Oh, if I didn't realize that. Here, let me just do that right now. Check held item. Okay, yeah, I need to get this thing, the protective pads. Oh, wow. This is why I like doing team builders before a battle. Because I noticed some oopsies that I've made. Okay, there it is. Bear Force 1 has protective pads now. Check held item. And I'm going to give Slowking AV. There it is. Why do I have 10 of those? That's fine. I don't really care. Okay, now we can get back on into the team, right? Because I was going to talk about Ferdinand von Aegir, the Tauros. Tauros is going to be fantastic this match. Now, you normally don't say that about a Pokemon that was only 5 points in your draft. Yeah, okay, so Slowking is AV and Urshifu is Protective Pads. Good. I figured out how to play this game. Finally. It was bound to happen eventually. Okay, so Ferdinand von Aegir is going to be fantastic. Do you remember once I ranted about Life Orb being bad and terrible and it's awful and don't ever use it? Well, guess what? I'm bringing Life Orb. Because I'm Sheer Force. Sheer Force Ferdinand is... It's great. Like, look at this. Body Slam? Oh, you thought you could switch into a Body Slam. That's cute. Iron Head. Bye-bye. Throat Chop. Unfortunately, with Throat Chop, I can't go for it and make Sylveon, like, hard of talking. But I do get the, the boost, and that helps me hit things like... It mostly hits, like, Decidueye, and if that's coming... And, I've also got Close Combat, which I don't get Sheer Force boosted, but it'll be worth going for. Mostly I'm just going to be clicking Body Slam, Body Slam, Body Slam. And then I'm like Max Jolly or something, because it actually naturally outspeeds everything on Lars's team except Persian, which... I'm not sure if that's going to be coming. Like, okay, if I'm being honest, the 6 that I think are going to be coming, Zygarde, duh, Volcarona, duh, Skarmory, duh, Sylveon, duh. And then probably something along the lines of Gastrodon. And then one of his rockers, either Uxie or Nihilego. I can see any of those, that and possibly Wildcard Persian showing up. But again, there are a lot of really fantastic things on this team that could come. But the first four, Zygarde, Volk, Skarmory, Sylveon, I'm very well prepared for those things especially. And yeah, Tauros could either just put like a major hole in his team for Urshifu to clean up later, or if I do the thing where I sack my Wincon turn 1, like if I let Urshifu die turn 1 to like a Moonblast or something, because I'm a dumbass and do things like that, then a Tauros will have to be my Wincon. So I've got it in my back pocket, but I expect this to do great things. Ferdinand, yeah. So next up is going to be my Boeing CH-47 Chinook transport helicopter, the Corviknight, which I mentioned that my opponent has a Sylveon. I have a switch in for that. Corviknight, yay! So Corviknight is just going to be your standard tank, huge, chunky, everything, leftovers, bulk. Roost, Ironhead, U-Turn, and Brave Bird. I am not bringing Defog because it probably has a rocker, but I don't actually have anything that's weak to rocks on this squad. Slowking can absorb any toxic spikes set up by anything, and honestly, regular spikes wouldn't hurt me that much as I am going to be relying on momentum and all that jazz. But between my dual stabs, Roost, it's Corviknight, it's going to bring Roost, and U-Turn for momentum, I think these 4 moves are more important for me than the Defog. Because having my own rocks up probably going to be more important. If my opponent really wants to get up rocks or spikes and really wants rocks gone, number one, if you're worried about it, run boots on Volcarona. That's what I expect. Even then, it'll still help me get minor chip damage on things like Sylveon and Skarmory, which will, you know how sometimes it's between these 2 moves, there's a 5% error. It's just peace of mind. Right, so I already talked about Tauros. I already talked about Corviknight. Next up is going to be Shrek 2, the Swampert. So Swampert, I'm rocking a Rindoberry. Even though I think the Decidueye is not super likely to show up, it's still useful in the event that I need to donk the Volcarona, who is probably going to be Quiver 3 attacks or 3 attacks Roost. Fiery Dance, basically Dual Stab Giga Drain is what I see it rocking. And Swampert can tank the other 2, but it's haha, surprise Giga Drain will surprise Rindoberry into Flip Turn or EQ. Oh man, Flip Turn is such a good move. I'm so glad that it exists. So Rocks, Flip Turn, EQ, Avalanche. This will probably be my dedicated lead because number 1, Rocks. Number 2, it actually matches up decently versus everything, except maybe Skarmory. But what can Skarmory do to me? Well, it'll probably just be the situation where we trade rocks. I go for the turn, get momentum, go into the last Pokemon that I'm going to show you, and yeah, this will be good for it's one of those oh no, Zygarde just went for Dragon Dance and killed something and is about to go on a rampage. Well, I can tank 1,000 arrows and go for an Avalanche. It's one of those things. It's another one of those things of oh no, Volcarona just got a Quiver Dance and I had to sack something and it's going to go for the Giga Drain. I can live a +1 thing with the Rindoberry, I'm pretty sure, and then go for an EQ or Flip Turn and deal with that. So Swampert is good for just lead and oh no. I don't think I'm going to rely on, well, I'm going to rely on it for a lot of things, but it's going to be great, this match. It's going to be great. And lastly, I'm going to be bringing Ms. Chandelure Bong, who has boots, first of all. So again, I mentioned my team is not super weak to rocks, but that's Chandelure is my main rocks weakness in my entire squad. So I'm going to be rocking boots. boots with your typical fast, monstrously good special attack. Flash fire because I was looking at, like, did I mention that I'm scared of Volcarona? So I switch into the Volcarona, and it doesn't do a lot to me. Volcarona's best attack to hit me is, well, I resist the dual stab, and unless it's bringing some meme like Ancient Power, I don't know. I don't see it doing a whole lot to me. Well, now that I'm thinking about it, no regrets. No regrets allowed. Only eagles, no egrets. Chandelure is going to be amazing. You might have noticed that I'm rocking Taunt 3 attacks. So I go into Skarmory, right? And Skarmory thinks like, ha. Wait, no, Skarmory would just switch out of Chandelure. Oh, well, Taunt 3 attacks just in case it wants to go for like one of those shenanigans where it just like stacks hazards and goes for things. Also helps out versus Sylveon to not like Wish Protect stall. So I can just keep like blurbering off with Shadow Balls as Sylveon tries to get recovery back. But joke's on you, nerd. You can't go for the Wish and Protect if you are taunted. So yeah, I think that's fun. Anyways, that's the squad. Do the thing where if you like the video, do the liking thing. If you what else? I don't know how to do this stuff. Like I just do battles for fun, not to be like an epic YouTube gamer or anything. But yeah. But importantly, stay tuned for the battle, which I think I'm gonna separate team builders and battles just because Wi-Fi fun and stuff. And I'm taking this league tiny little bit more seriously than my others. So we'll separate the team builders and talk about that, and also like Wi-Fi pretty graphics basically is the rationale for that. Yeah, so stay tuned for the battle. It'll be coming up shortly. And otherwise, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see all of you nerds later. Take care now. Bye-bye.